Africa is rising, but not quietly. In the heart of West Africa, a revolution is underway, not with bullets and bloodshed, but with bulldozers, bricks, and a burning vision. At the center of this transformation is a young, fearless soldier turned statesman, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the transitional president of Burkina Faso. He didn't come to power through luxury or diplomacy, but through courage, conviction, and the cry of his people. Since assuming leadership in 2022, Traoré has not only defied expectations, he has disrupted the status quo. Roads are being built where there was once dust. Hospitals are emerging in towns long forgotten. Farmers are finally turning their sweat into wealth. And in a bold, calculated move, he is forging alliances not with former colonial masters, but with new, unapologetically strategic partners like Russia. This is not just a story of development. It is a story of defiance. It is a story of a man who dared to take Africa's destiny back into African hands, and the world is watching. In this video, we explore the top things President Ibrahim Traoré has done since taking office, how each project is transforming Burkina Faso, and why these actions are sending shivers down the spines of the Western establishment. Number 1. Roads of Liberation. Building the infrastructure the colonizers never wanted. Under Traoré, Burkina Faso is finally paving its own path, literally. One of his most ambitious infrastructure projects is the construction and rehabilitation of hundreds of kilometers of roads across the country. In a landlocked nation where poor road conditions have historically paralyzed trade, travel, and emergency services, new roads are not just concrete, they are lifelines. From Ouagadougou to the remote northern provinces, roads are opening up rural markets, connecting communities, and accelerating development. For the first time, farmers can move their crops without them rotting. Children can get to school in the rainy season. Ambulances can reach the sick on time. Why is this a threat to the West? Because the West thrived on Africa's isolation. Underdevelopment has always been strategic, a way to control, to divide, and to conquer. By building these roads, Traoré is dismantling the very barriers that kept his people dependent and disempowered. Number 2. The Tomato Revolution, turning red gold into national wealth. For decades, Burkina Faso has been exporting raw tomatoes and importing expensive canned tomato paste. The irony? The same tomatoes grown in Burkinabe soil return in tins, foreign-made, overpriced, and unaffordable. Not anymore. Under Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso has built multiple tomato processing factories, a revolutionary step towards food sovereignty. These plants are capable of producing hundreds of tons of tomato concentrate, drastically reducing imports and giving local farmers a stable, dignified income. This is more than an agricultural project. It's an economic rebellion. It threatens the West because Africa's raw exports have long fueled European factories and jobs. With local processing, that cycle is broken. Burkina Faso is keeping its value, keeping its profits, and keeping its pride. Number 3. Hospitals of Hope. Health for the forgotten. In many parts of Burkina Faso, access to medical care was once a dream. Pregnant women died during childbirth. Children succumbed to preventable diseases. Traoré knew that health is not a privilege, it is a right. Since coming to power, his government has initiated the construction of modern hospitals and clinics, especially in areas that were previously neglected. These are not just empty shells, they are equipped with essential equipment, trained staff, and are affordable to the common man. These hospitals signal the end of health imperialism, where the West controls vaccines, medicines, and foreign aid. They represent a future where African lives matter, not just as statistics in NGO reports, but as citizens of a thriving state. And that's a threat to Western pharmaceutical giants, who've made billions off Africa's medical void. Number 4. A new energy dawn. Solar projects lighting the way. Darkness has long been used as a metaphor for African underdevelopment, but today, Burkina Faso is literally lighting up and doing it sustainably. Under Traoré, the country has expanded its investment in solar energy, with projects like the Negriango solar plant and the new installations near Danson International Airport. These projects not only reduce the reliance on fossil fuels, but also break the chain of dependency on foreign energy providers. Powering homes, schools, and hospitals through solar energy means freedom. Freedom from colonial-era electricity grids. Freedom from the West's oil-backed influence. For once, the sun that shines over Africa is being harnessed to serve Africans first. Number 5. Breaking the chains. Rejecting IMF and World Bank loans. Few moves have shocked the world more than Traoré's outright rejection of IMF and World Bank conditional loans. While many African leaders continue to sign exploitative deals, Traoré has said no to the West's financial traps. Why? Because these loans come with strings attached, privatization, austerity, and sovereignty sacrifice. By saying no more, he is asserting economic independence. Burkina Faso will rise on its own terms, with investments that serve the people, not foreign shareholders. This bold rejection is not just controversial, it's revolutionary. And for Western powers who've used debt as a modern form of control, it's terrifying. Number 6. Education for liberation. Building a nation of thinkers. Burkina Faso under Traoré is not just building roads and factories, it's building minds. Massive investments have gone into educational infrastructure, especially in the form of new amphitheaters, schools, and vocational training centers. By educating the youth, Traoré is preparing a new generation of leaders, engineers, doctors, and entrepreneurs who will shape their own destiny. This is a war of ideas, and Traoré knows it. For too long, African education has served colonial narratives. Now, it will serve liberation. And that, again, is something the West fears. An educated, self-confident Africa is an unstoppable Africa. Number 7. The guns of sovereignty. A new military doctrine. Security is essential for sovereignty. Traoré has overhauled Burkina Faso's military strategy, creating rapid intervention brigades and investing in military equipment not from NATO, but from Russia, Turkey, and China. He's replacing Western military assistance with true national defense. This shift has seen real results. Communities once plagued by terrorism are being reclaimed, village by village. Western powers, who used instability as a justification to keep troops on African soil, now find themselves unwanted and unneeded. That's a power shift they didn't see coming. Number 8. The Russian Alliance, a new axis of independence. While the West watched nervously, Captain Traoré flew to Moscow. He met with Russian officials. He signed defense and economic agreements. And he made one thing clear. Burkina Faso is open to new partnerships, especially those that respect African sovereignty. This partnership with Russia has provided military equipment, advisors, and diplomatic leverage. It sends a strong message to Paris, Washington, and Brussels. The era of neo-colonial control is over. This is no longer a Cold War. It's a hot rebellion, and Burkina Faso is on the front lines. Number 9. Traditional justice and cultural rebirth. In a symbolic break from colonial legal systems, Traoré's government has begun promoting traditional attire and customs in national institutions, including the judiciary. Wigs, robes, and British-style court procedures are being replaced with authentic African legal expression. This is not just about culture, it's about psychological liberation. Colonialism didn't just take Africa's land. It tried to erase its soul. By restoring tradition, Traoré is reviving identity, and that terrifies those who once ruled through shame and erasure. Number 10. Inspiring a Pan-African awakening. Perhaps Traoré's most powerful action isn't a single project, but a movement. From Mali to Niger, from Guinea to Chad, young Africans are looking at Burkina Faso and asking, if they can do it, why can't we? His leadership has inspired a new generation of Pan-African thinkers, revolutionaries, and reformers. The West isn't just facing one Traoré. It's facing a continent on the rise. And that's the greatest threat of all. Captain Ibrahim Traoré is not perfect, but he is powerful, and most of all, he is principled. He is building hospitals when others build palaces. He is choosing independence over convenience. And he is risking everything so that Burkina Faso can stand tall, not as a client state, but as a free African nation. The West is watching, and they are afraid, not of war, but of something far more dangerous. A good example. If you believe in African strength, in freedom, in self-reliance, then share this video. Comment your thoughts below. And most importantly, subscribe to my channel, Discover with Ngabi, because this is just the beginning. And you are part of the revolution.